Welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia Yorks. I'm a professional screenwriter, and today we are going to talk about how to know whether or not your idea is script worthy. I'm calling this video, What's the Big Idea? Because I think that a lot of newer writers fall into this trap when they think they have an idea for a story, but it's actually more what I refer to as an idea nugget. It doesn't mean that that idea doesn't have potential yet, but it's just not in a place where it's a full-fledged idea. And this is just one of my first videos that will be a part of a larger series in taking your idea, not your idea nugget, but your idea for a script and turning it into a completed product. So if you like my videos, please be sure to subscribe and like below. It just lets me know that these videos are reaching people and that I should keep making them. So I recently started a Substack in which I delved a little bit deeper into this topic this week. So if you're interested in reading more about the difference between an idea and an idea nugget and what makes a good idea for a script, be sure to check out the link in my bio and you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter there. But in short, let's talk about the difference between an idea nugget and an idea. So in my opinion, an idea nugget is really where all great ideas spurn from. Maybe it's a world that you're interested in exploring, like physically, like another planet, or figuratively. Maybe it's the world of corporate America. Maybe it's a character you can't get out of your head. Maybe it's a visual image that you keep seeing. I had a pilot called Glitch that actually did fairly well. It ended up at a production company, never moved forward, but it all spurned just from this one image that I kept having in my mind, and I ended up writing an entire script around it. But I had to develop it further because one image does not a story make. It's inspiration, it's a jumping off point. And I think a lot of newer writers confuse this idea nugget for a fully fledged idea. To me, I like to think of idea nuggets as a professional screenwriter. I get a ton of family members and friends coming up to me saying, "Oh, this just happened to me. I think it would make a great story." And most of the time it's usually just like something that happened to my mom in the grocery store line. And I'm like, that's not an idea. That's not a story. Where's the plot? Where's the conflict? And to me, that's what an idea nugget feels like. It doesn't mean that it can't become an idea. It's just not there yet. So what distinguishes an actual idea for a script from this idea nugget inspiration? To me, it's conflict. Is there conflict in your story? Because really a script is all about conflict. It's main characters' wants and then conflicts getting in the way of those wants. And I think that the best way to figure out whether or not your idea is a nugget or not is to plug it into a logline. A logline is a 1 to 2 sentence description of what the movie is, of what your idea is. And here are some examples that I wrote. I think these are actually pretty great. See if you know what movie I'm referring to just from the logline. When a groom goes missing at his Vegas bachelor party, his buddies must retrace the steps of their debaucherous night to find him before the wedding. Okay, obviously it's The Hangover, right? All right, here's another one. The billionaire head of a media conglomerate must decide which one of his incompetent children will take over the family business. Succession. Yeah? This one is my favorite. A child psychologist, haunted by his failure with a former patient, meets a troubled boy who is haunted by something else. Dead people. The Sixth Sense, which, fun fact, I was actually an extra in when I was like 9. And una más, one more. I just watched this movie recently. I'm obsessed with it. Thanks to his son's birthday wish, a slick, high-powered lawyer finds himself unable to lie for 24 hours on the most important day of his career. That is, of course, liar, liar. So if I do say myself, these are pretty wonderfully written log lines. I had a lot of fun with them. But what differentiates these ideas from an idea nugget? It's two things. It's conflict and it's stakes. So let's see how that kind of plays out in these log lines. When a groom goes missing at his bachelor party, his buddies must retrace their night before his wedding, right? So that has stakes. It has character, it has conflict, the guy is missing, and it has stakes. We've got to return him before his wedding. Similarly, a billionaire head of a media conglomerate must decide which of his incompetent children will take over the family business. Well, these are really high stakes, right? This is billions of dollars, a media conglomerate. But what's the conflict? The conflict is his kids are incompetent. So that's really risky, raising the stakes, right? Again, a child psychologist, this is my favorite, haunted by his failure with a former patient, meets a troubled boy who is haunted by something else. Dead people. I just love the play, the haunted and haunted there, because you're getting that spooky, scary vibe, but it's someone who has this conflict, a child psychologist who's super troubled, now has to help this super troubled kid, right? So both of these people are haunted. That's a lot of conflict. And then finally, thanks to his son's birthday wish, a slick, high-powered lawyer finds himself unable to lie for 24 hours on the most important day of his career. So describing him as slick and high-powered, that implies that what he has to do, which is tell the truth, is going to go against his nature. That's conflict. And then on the most important day of his career, that's stakes. A really fun exercise for you to do on your own time is to pick some of your favorite movies and TV shows and see if you can make a logline out of them, out of their premises, making sure that you're addressing the main character, the conflicts, the stakes, and framing it in a way that feels like a really concise idea. And then start plugging in some of your own ideas into this formula. And if you realize that, oh no, I don't have an idea yet, I have an idea nugget, the most important thing that you can do is try to find the conflict and the stakes in the story you want to tell. For example, in a one-on-one session I had recently, a client came to me with a bunch of ideas that they had, and one of those ideas was set in a super cool world that I'm not going to share, but I was instantly hooked with this world, but they didn't have a story behind it. It was really just the world. There were no conflicts or stakes. Essentially, it was a young person enters this world. And my thought was like, okay, cool. So let's try to put some stakes behind it. If a young person enters, this world, let's say it's a company. A young person starts a job at this company, right? Well, what if they start the job at the company because they're looking for revenge? Like the company is responsible for something bad in their life, and so they're going to join the company and try to destroy it from the inside out, ... only to find that they're actually really good at the job, right? That is stakes. That's conflict. That is a story. There is a plot there. When a new employee joins a company intent on destroying it from the inside out, they realize they actually are really good at the job, or something to that effect, right? Obviously, with more specifics, it makes more sense, but that's kind of my point. You need some sort of motivation. You need some sort of when this happens, then this happens. It's some sort of cause and effect and stakes and conflict. So I really hope that helps you take your idea nugget to idea. I should do a counter of how many times I've said nugget in this video. I think more times than they would even say in a McDonald's. And if you're looking for more information on how to write a logline, tips, tricks, more examples, and even a template that I use in various stories to just kind of plug in, check out my Substack. It's Julia Has Notes. It's just juliayorks.substack.com. And my post from this past week is all about how to write a great logline. I'll see you next time.